Hey everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, and I'm standing here with Exileh. Exile, congrats on your very first win of the split. Does it feel nice to finally grab a win after 5 games?
Yeah, I mean, winning always is nice, but I think this year, or the split, took a while until we picked up our first win. However, I was really surprised that we went 0-4 in the first 2 weeks, because I felt like we were performing really well actually in scrims. So I was like really not expecting to go 0-4, like with having like really bad games. And we were watching the replays of the games that we played, and we made like really obvious mistakes that we didn't recognize on stage in the moment where we did it. So it's like, we tried to work on this, like to work even harder for this week. And I mean, I think that we had really big gap in between scrims and on stage how we played. But I think it's getting better with every week, and so I can only look forward to the next week as well.
So the unicorns are back finally.
I think that. I mean, I think with the new players that we brought in, and also I feel like some of me have changed over compared to the last split as well. I think that we're kind of a new team now. You could say that. I mean, I don't think that like we picked up where we left off in that regards, and we have to build something new up from the ground. But I also think that we have different ceiling with compared to the last time with the old team. So yeah, I'm just looking forward how we develop.
So what was like the key thing that basically flipped the switch for you guys? I mean, of course you had some close games. The Splice series was one auto attack that decided it all. But at the end of the day, you still went 0-4, and you now got to pick up your first win. What made the difference?
I think just like basically making more habits and scrims of like what's necessarily to pay attention to. I mean, in the game, it's just you play as good as your awareness is, pretty much, and you need to be aware of all the terms that do a conclusion in the end that decide to play. So yeah, I think it's just that we like in the scrims go back to the basics and look into what we need to be aware of, because in the last games that we played on stage, I didn't really feel like we were doing it well, like in terms of setup and rotational wise. I think we did a lot of mistakes, even for laning. So yeah, just that we look at like basically to make more habits that we even do it on stage, like when it's maybe not the case, or we're a bit more stressed on stage. But yeah, overall I'm happy with the development so far.
Fair enough. Now you guys did get to pick up White Knight, Cold, and Totoro, of course. White Knight specifically is a player that many looked forward seeing on stage. What's your experience so far playing with this top laner?
I think that White Knight, I mean, when he came to the team, just that it's like always the case with players that you bring in from Zero Q or like on past teams that didn't really like had the best macro, let's say. And it's just that we try to teach him the way we play macro. I mean, I believe that there are teams playing differently, but I think that our perspective of the game is pretty much right, like in terms of how we see it. So yeah, we just had to teach him that, and I mean, of course, this takes some time till you like develop this and like you are good at doing this, to see those things on the map and like wave control on side and mid lane pressure, mid priority. So that's like all really important. But yeah, I think that overall, I think that White Knight is mechanically insanely gifted. That's why we mainly picked him up as well. He looked smart about the game. So yeah, I think it's just I can really look forward to how he develops over the time. Just really excited to see it, because I think that like he's playing mechanically so good that it's just like if he gets the macro as well, like to a really high level, that he gets over time. It's just like you just have to play more games, and then he's gonna be a really great player.
Interesting to hear, of course. Now, like a lot of people, some UOL fans even, when they heard the news, okay, Vizicachi is leaving, Hylissang is leaving, Houma is leaving, that was also pretty huge news. And a lot of people felt like the core of the Unicorns of Love was kind of lost. I mean, Sheepy remained, of course, but, you and Samox got to stay, but Hylissang and Vizicachi were really important players. And some people were even upset in the way that you stole ended up being a high priority mid laner for the team and got to stay with the team. How do you deal with that kind of criticism, or like flame even to an extent? Does it affect you?
I mean, I think at the start it didn't really affect me. At one point it did, and now I think I have the correct mindset, like to watch over those kind of things. I mean, it's still like sometimes a bit surprising when you like not expect to go into an area where you get criticism. Like, I mean, sometimes even solo queue on Reddit or Twitter, like I kind of take it for granted to get criticism there. But if you sometimes see it in Twitch chat when you watch LCK or something, like randomly, like without me even like appearing anywhere.
Okay, so like then, people realize, oh, you're watching right now, and so.
No, I mean it's kind of like, I don't know. I think that was for Rift Rivals. There was the Rift Rivals in between SCK and LPL, and then people were like, he's pulling in Exileh when he went like all three or something, and that's like really disappointing to see. But I think that nowadays I have like the right mentality. I don't really like. Basically, I mean, we went 0-4 in this week as well, and the mentality is to always play for scrims. Like, you play as well as you perform in scrims. So it's like, yeah, we just look at how well we play in scrims, and I think that everyone of my team, and I think most of the LCS is respecting me for that as well, that I think I play well in the scrims. So, like this split, I think last split I didn't. So yeah, I think I fixed it in that regard, even though I had a really bad game last week with Azi. But yeah, I think I can fix this over time, and I mean, I don't really look too much on opinions of other people that are not like involved into too much league. So
yeah, and I mean, you put it in an insane game today. The 1v2 with the happy feet where he just dodged all the skill shots from Jace, and then almost killed Zoe as well, and then she stopwatched, and then you just still got out as well. That was pretty insane. So good game from you there for sure. What has Totro been like as a support? Because a few people obviously watched LCK before and kind of knew what to expect. How has he melded into the team so far?
I think when we had fights with Totoro, it was like we had like this bootcamp in Korea, and we brought him over for one day to play with us. And in game he played really well. He was doing calls, even though his English at that point was as good. Like he improved actually really a lot in English, which is like really good to see. And when we watched over his Place TV, because there was Place TV installed on the computer, then we were like, oh, he's actually insanely fast and in mechanics, and like pressing tab. Like basically he was just looking on the map so much. I mean, you can argue like if it's sometimes useful or not. Like if you watch some players doing it, like but it's like especially in Korea.
StarCraft players really use that.
Yeah. Well. Like I personally believe it's helpful, but that's like arguably. Yeah. However, I think that he also, when we talked with him about the game, he had like a really precise understanding of the map and how to play it, and that was like really the trigger point that we were like, okay, we want to play with Totoro for sure. And he was actually like always had an idea how to win the bot lane as well, which Samux really liked. So yeah, that's why we mainly went with Totoro, and I think that right now Totoro is providing a lot of good calls, like, and I think that overall, I think he's playing really, really well, especially mechanically, and I think also understanding of macro. I think the only flaw right now is that with like to communicate better in post-game reviews when we go over the game, but I think he understands most of it, and he can contribute as well, like to ideas and stuff. So I think it's overall a good pickup.
Okay, nice. Another good Korean support, because we've had a very good history of Korean supports coming in with Igna and Jayla split. I also thought was pretty damn good. Is there anything you would like to say to the plenty of unicorns fans out there?
I mean, it's always nice to have fans that support us, especially now in rough times that we have. So yeah, I'm just really grateful for that. And I think the fans that stick with you in hard times are like even more valuable than the fans that come when you win a lot of games and then they leave when you lose the games. So yeah, I mean, those fans we don't take for granted, and we're really helpful and thankful.
Okay, thank you very much. This was Darius from the Shotcaller. This was Exileh. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. See you then.